What is up, my fellow Chibits? Today, I'm here to bring all of you, once again, the manga chapter review for Toriko. This chapter, the hype I have right now for next week's chapter, oh my god. Acacia / Neo and Joa has appeared. They have appeared where the 4 heavenly kings are, some few others, and God. And on top of that, there is an emperor ring above them. And all huge beasts, big beasts, all beasts with appetite are pretty much coming to that location right now. Oh, that means that there is a likely possibility that the Beast Kings might be popping up very soon. Hype. Motherfucking hype right now. Like, throwing in God, the Beast Kings, all the other beasts around the world, the 4 heavenly kings, Neo / Acacia, and then Joa on top of that. Oh my god. You know what this looks like to me? This straight up looks like the endgame. It does. Like, say what you will. I've talked about it, but this looks like the endgame. We're on chapter 370. And we only have a couple more chapters, like, 30 so chapters until chapter 400. And it's kind of already known that a lot of mangaka love ending their series on a certain milestone. Like, chapter 200, 400, 700. And since we're at chapter 370... we're pretty much in the final stretches of the arc, like the end game that was set out before us at the beginning of Toriko with, conquering God, and it's finally here. Acacia is here, / Neo, along with, Joa, and then, we have 30 chapters or so until the final, chapter of 300, like we have 400 chapters. There's a likely possibility that this series could end in around chapter 400, and I wonder about that. I'm really curious because, this looks like an endgame right here. Or at the very least, very close to it because the endgame battle is here. This is getting started. So, let's just talk about one thing in general right now. This chapter sets up a lot. It sets up a shit ton. And it builds up the feats of God and what God is currently capable of, which I will get into that in a moment. But first things first, let's talk about Aimaru. Aimaru, he's the one that told us that so many other ingredients and stuff are going towards the huge Emperor Ring where God is currently at. All these different ingredients, all these different creatures, all that, they're going towards that location. But since God's reveal, since God has came about, obviously so many other creatures want to go there. They want God. But for some reason, Aimaru's gourmet mold is telling him to go somewhere else. And right before that, we come to find out that, Midora, he's done. He's still completely. Joa's like, here you go, you can rest off when this planet's gone, you'll turn into space dust along with it, and just drops the can. And then we shift over to Aimaru and says he has something important to do. So, if I had to say, I'm willing to bet either A, Aimaru is going to try to find Midora and try to find him, help him out, get him out of the can, because I highly doubt that's the final time we're going to see him, Midora being, sealed in a golden can. And if it's not that, maybe Sinner. We do know Sinner is still a mystery. We do know that. And what if Aimaru is being led to Sinner? Because for his mold to want to avoid God, not go to God, but go to something else, it raises many eyebrows, because this is like the ingredient everyone wants. So what does, what's his mold telling him to do? So you have to question that. But anyways, enough of that. Let's talk about the feats of God. So God, we already knew it was going to be powerful. We already seen its capture level, which doesn't mean much in terms of power level, because power levels in a lot of shonen series are absolute bullshit sometimes. Forgive me, that's usually kind of the case for almost any shonen. But the main thing is to look at what God did in this chapter, and it showed us what it's kind of capable of, because we know for a fact it probably was not serious in this chapter. It seems like God is just waiting around for everything to kind of crowd together to the Emperor Ring, and most likely it's going to start having a big buffet, eating everything in sight, because it's just standing there not retaliating or anything. It was just chilling and waiting. It seems what God is currently doing, and because of this, it makes me kind of assume that God is way more powerful than what we already probably think, because one thing that caught me by surprise was Coco's ability. He used his poison, and we know his poison's rather quick. It's very fast. He shot it fast. And God was able to sidestep and move like nothing. It was like almost instantly. It was like no time frame. And with that being said, when it comes to Toriko, and when time is mentioned in a series, especially when something's said to be fast, we know it's pretty fucking fast. And since God is like the final ingredient on the menu, you can assume that God is ridiculous. But then after that, it is said that God can actually get to the other side of the planet like that. And when that is said, I'm like, fuck. Because this planet that the Toriko verse is on is not a relatively small planet. We've seen the scale of it. It's way bigger than our Earth planet. It's way bigger. And for the frog God to actually get all the way on the other side of the planet like nothing, that just goes to show you how fast it is. And that's probably not even the limiter of its speed. It probably can go even leaps and bounds past that. But then on top of that, we get to see God abling to, like, reflect things, or change his body structure in a way. Because when Toriko and Sunny attacked God reflected their attacks back multiple times, and we know he can, like, change his body to deal with certain situations. Now, I'm just gonna point out the elephant in the room here, and I really, really hope I'm not the only one to think this, because I've gotta say it. I gotta get this off my mind. But I'm mentally preparing myself to say this. But did anyone else not think when God formed and he stretched up, like he moved his neck up? Oh, God. Didn't he? He looked like a fucking dick. He looked like a fucking dick. You can't unsee that. I'm saying it right now. You cannot unsee that, Chibits. He looked like a fucking dick. Sorry. That's exactly what he looked like. But getting off of that thought and mental image, let's just, let's talk about the GG stuff. So GG, he died. He's dead. Dead as fuck. He's gone. And, damn. A lot of characters have been dying left and right when it comes to Toriko. I mean, look. Jiro, GG now. And then, you know, Dawn, Slime, probably other characters to come since we're entering the final stretch. And, I mean, there's probably other characters that most likely will die. So, with that being said, GG dying, damn, another character down the drain, and it's kind of sad how he died. It's to be kind of expected, but I mean, he died right before he was to reveal how to prep God, which that kind of bugs me in a way, but I guess that means that Komatsu's going to have to figure something out, since we know he's currently inside of the frog. But that's about it when it comes to this chapter of Toriko, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.